Well, let's start in Tshwane this morning, where South African Municipal Workers Union, SAMWU, in the Pretoria region will be marching to Tshwane House to deliver a memorandum to the city on challenges facing workers. Issues raised by workers include the non-payment of a 3.5% and a 5.4% salary increase and the unilateral implementation of a performance management system, among others. Let's find out what's happening on the ground. We cross live now to SABC News reporter Ofentse Setimo and video journalist Thabo Mtshweni in Pretoria. Ofentse, good morning to you. What are you seeing taking place there?
Thank you very much. Well, I can tell you that we are coming to you from the old Patco depot in Marabastad, which is the assembly point for Tshwane Metro employees who are affiliated to SAMWU, who have a few issues that they actually have to grapple with the Metro. They're actually saying that when the Metro passed the budget in April this year, they did not include the salary increments for some of the staff, and there's also other issues of which they're going to relate to us. I'm actually joined now by SAMWU Regional Secretary, Precious Teledi. Thank you so much for your time, Precious. Can you just tell us some of the issues that you want to raise with the Tshwane Metro today? I understand that the salary increment is one of them.
Okay, it's an issue of salary increase, the unilateral implementation of performance management system, and the grading of metropolis that we've been raising with the city for quite some time. We also have a grievance outcome to that regard that the city is not really willing to implement. So today we are more focused on the salary, but we are also raising those issues. Even the mismanagement of funds, we know that there's a company that was contracted to do work on the network, and that has been paid for work that was not done. And the 500 million that was raised by the Auditor General, to us is a concern because the city is mismanaging funds and yet they are claiming that they don't have money to pay workers.
Yes, in terms of them raising an excuse to say that they don't actually have the money, as you know, it's actually public knowledge that the Metro has been, financially challenged for quite some time. As you mentioned, that there has been issues of financial management. How will you respond to that?
We are not agreeing with them that they don't have money. What we are saying is that they should really have a leadership that would manage money correctly, because what they are doing is just misusing of funds that are there for workers. And workers cannot really suffer for the mismanagement of the city. City should have managers that are willing to do what they are supposed to do. So we are not buying that story.
Okay. Can you just explain in terms of the terms of agreement that you had with the city? I understand that it was a multi-term agreement in terms of salary increment, and where did it all go wrong?
The salary and wage collective agreement was signed for 3 years. And in that 3 years, the city, for the first year, they applied for exemption. And the second year, they've paid. Where I'm sitting, when you apply for exemption and you raise an issue of not having money, you have to put in place systems. You have to show systems that you have put in place to recover and accumulate some funding to continue with the collective agreement. But the city, by paying us for the second year, it has shown that their plan is working. So why are they applying for another exemption this year? So something is not really up to scratch here. You can't be saying you don't have money and yet the second time you pay, the third time you don't pay. So what you did for the second year, you should also do for the third year, so that you have that money to pay workers. So where we are sitting, we don't buy that story.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, as you heard there, that's the Regional Secretary of SAMWU in Tshwane. I'm actually going to be joined now by the General Secretary of SAMWU, Mr. Dumisani Makagula. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Do you believe that the Metro is undermining the bargaining processes, as there was a multi-term agreement, yet some year they paid and then some years they decided that they need an exemption?
Yeah, we are convinced that the city of Tshwane does not want to pay increase, but they can afford it. And we can cite examples of contractors that they have brought in which are not even assisting the municipality. They paid Akile, which is a service provider that was supposed to do asset management. They paid them 500 million and there is no delivery of service. They paid Altron 700 million for network service provision and they have not delivered. And they are using quite a number of private companies for waste removal, and we as first citizens of this city are subjected to a dirty city because those service providers under the DA do not even have the capacity for waste removal. Here are the municipal workers. They know how to keep their city clean, but money is wasted on privatization. So the city does not want to pay salary increase. And we are not going to give them rest until they pay the 3.4% of 2021 and the 5.4% of 2023.
Yes, and also, you know, bus commuters in Tshwane were also left stranded this morning. We noticed when we were driving here that most of the municipal buses are actually parked there in Marabastad at their depot. Have you informed the different stakeholders like bus commuters that, you know, there would be such a disruption of services?
Buses in the city are stopping because of fuel challenges. There is a shortage of fuel. It's not our duty to inform citizens. The city must go out and admit their mismanagement and tell the citizens that they cannot deliver the service that has been paid for because they are wasting money instead of putting money into service delivery.
Thank you very much. Well, as you heard, that's SAMWU General Secretary Dumisani Magagula actually saying that Tshwane Metro is prioritizing service providers who are being outsourced instead of the staff in terms of rendering payments. They've paid up to 500 million, yet they are saying they need an exemption for the increase of the staff salaries. And with that, it's back to studio.
Ofentse, Setimo bringing us that story. Of course, we'll keep a close eye on it as well as SAMWU continues their protest there.